Good evening, you beautiful rebels and rebellions, and welcome to the Night Tavern Podcast. I'm your host, the Dark Rebel, and today we're going to be talking about the Beauty and the Beast live action remake. Now, let me say right off the bat that I don't hate this movie. I do think that while it isn't good, it was okay. But it does have some problems, though, just like many of these live action remakes do. I also want to state the one question that I keep having on my mind as to when these remakes are done, and that is why? Why do you need to do these remakes, especially Beauty and the Beast? The 1991 animated film is considered by far to be a masterpiece, one of, if not Disney's, finest movies. Oh, wait a minute. I know exactly why these remakes are being done because cha-ching! If we turn this into a live adaptation, we can rank in some serious dough. That's pretty much what these remakes are. They just exist to rank in more money and nothing else. They don't need to be updated. They don't need to be remade. The animated movies, especially Beauty and the Beast, are just perfect as they are. Now, with that out of the way, let's talk about the movie itself. Let's start off with talking about the pros of the movie. The movie does look beautiful. From Little Town to the woods and even to the castle, it does look great. From the colors to the design of the castle, that it looks like it's in shambles instead of just being transformed into a dark place is pretty nice. The CGI was okay at best, but it didn't make me go, wow, that teacup and teapot look so real. That candlestick looked like it's really there. I'll talk about that more in just a minute. The actors, I think, were pretty good too, but are flawed. Emma Watson does a pretty good job of looking like Belle, and that's honestly about it. Dan Stevens, on the other hand, as Beast, I think did a good job. He can actually sing. He looked great as the Beast, but from the way it looked though, the Beast might have been CGI at best. But his voice acting was pretty good though. I did like some of the new songs that they added into the movie that were sung by the characters, like the Beast singing about he had fallen for Belle when she leaves, and it actually, in some points, felt legit. I also do like that the prince was an actual adult in this movie from the time he was transformed into a beast. And add the backstory that was added for both Belle and Beast, I think did help the bonding between the two just a little bit, but not much. Now, let's talk about the cons, because in all honesty, there are a lot. First off is Emma Watson as Belle. While she did do well at portraying Belle, she unfortunately cannot sing. I'm sorry, but she can't. She is giving it her all, I'll give her that, but having her sing in this movie was just not right for her. Furthermore, she barely showed any emotion. In the anime, when Belle had taken her father's place as the Beast prisoner and was being escorted to her room and then left alone in it, she showed a lot of emotion because she was breaking down in tears due to losing her freedom and everything else. But in the movie, she just takes his place and doesn't show any emotion or breakdown. She is escorted by Lumiere to her room, and that's it. Even in the ending, when the Beast died, I feel she wasn't showing any emotion, or at least not enough. Next, Luke Evans as Gaston. Again, I think he did a good job as playing Gaston, but the problem here is his character is his character, excuse me. In the original, he was just this plain egotistical maniac who was the town hero and always got what he wanted. And when he constantly got rejected by Belle, he would get angry and delusional until the point where it drove him over the edge and he was forced to take drastic measures just to get Belle to marry him. By making a deal with the headsman of the Psycho War to throw her father in it unless she married him. The same thing applied when he chose to go after the Beast, since he thought that she had feelings for him. Here he is barely even trying, and just like Emma Watson, Evans isn't showing any emotion either. He's just gleaming there and just says his lines after Belle rejects him, but is like, I'll try again later. And that is also one of the biggest flaws with this movie, is that there is no emotion at all. It was like the same thing in the Jungle Book remake, with there being no connection between Mowgli and the animals of the jungle. Even LeFou wasn't that good as well. In the anime, he was the funny character, the comedy in the movie. But here he's obviously just gay. Yes, they made LaFleur gay. And no, I'm not against that, but he feels just completely forced and comes out of nowhere. Then there's the CGI. Again, I did like it, but it didn't make me go wow or anything. In fact, it actually made me at times start questioning as to what I was actually watching, as it didn't make me feel like it was real at all. I think they spent a lot of it on the Beast, to which I think at times was indeed CGI, but I could be wrong on that department. The songs, in my opinion, are what suffered the worst in this movie. Once again, just like in the Jungle Book remake, they were poorly executed. Furthermore, the actors and not just Watson couldn't sing worth a crap. Furthermore, was it really necessary to recycle all of the music from the original into this remake? They all sounded the same, like in the end when Beast transforms back into his human form. It was the same recycled theme, and they didn't try to change it or anything. Furthermore, the songs felt out of place and honestly made me cringe at times. Why did they feel the need that they needed to drag them on at times, like Gaston's song Nobody's Like Gaston? It felt completely unnecessary. Add to the fact that the song Little Town, with everyone singing it, just made it sound bizarre. It felt like they weren't in harmony, but felt rather kind of forced. The other thing that is both a pro and a con for me was the fact that I actually did like they stuck more to the original story while adding just a few new things into it, but it felt like it wasn't enough. I still felt like I was watching the exact same movie from the 1991 animated movie and not something new. It was basically a copy and paste movie, only now in live action. Word for word, scene for scene, song for song, etc. If you're going to do a live remake of something that was so perfect beforehand, then you'd better make sure you do it right. Overall, unfortunately, this remake does not work for me that well. I had high hopes for it, and I'm not putting any blame on the actors, as they did give it their all, but the blame mostly goes to the director. This was just basically seen as a cash grab so they could make more money off of it, and it turned out to be just another lazy remake that we didn't ask for. But the actors did try, and the movie itself does look beautiful in most ways. I'm going to give Beauty and the Beast an average score. Guys, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, give it a like, share it, subscribe for more content, and with that being said, the Night Tavern is closed for the rest of the day. Good night, everybody.